Sleep peacefully now, my child.
In an exclusive interview with News 18, pop idol Mark Owen promised he'll be fixing up a tour date in the capital soon. The former Take That star was visiting Edinburgh to promote his new single. He said he was happy to be back in the city, and it was love at first sight for News McBunny. What are you most excited about being here?
Obviously, meeting the bunny. You know, that's what it's all about for me.
What do you like about people in Edinburgh?
To be honest, it's nice to be back in Scotland. You know, I haven't been here for about a year, so probably more than that, you know, so it's nice to come back. I'm surprised about the kind of reception here, to be honest. A bit early in the morning, but it's good. I like it.
Have you got any message for Edinburgh Live viewers?
I suppose really that I hope to come back and source, and I think that would be nice, and I can come back and do some shows, and kind of thanks for the support.
And if you're sick with jealousy because I've met him and actually touched him, I'm really sorry. But why don't you send in your personal details and a photograph attached to a £50 note, and I'll pass it on to him when he takes me out for dinner tonight. If you believe that, you'll believe anything. This is Vicky Masterson, News 18 in 4th Street.
It was a busy afternoon for one Edinburgh music store as Scots rockers Texas played a live set in front of hundreds of excited fans. They are currently promoting their new album, and with their single Say What You Want riding high in the charts, I asked lead singer Charlene if she was surprised by their sudden resurgence in popularity, and in particular the terrific turnout in the capital.
I'm really surprised. I thought there would have been about 10 people here. I was a bit like, oh.
Where have you been? You've been out of the scene for a few years. What have you been up to?
Making this record, just like getting it right. I mean, we really felt we had to go away and reinvent the band.
You get any messages for our viewers?
Yeah, buy the album.
I also wanted to know if the new album marked a change in style for Texas, and Charlene didn't mince her words.
Well, can you hear it? What do you think?
I think there has. I'm asking for you.
Well, then there's the answer. I just shouldn't have to answer that.
Let's hear it! Hop!
To someone that hasn't heard you, how would you describe your music?
It's got a lot of influences to do with like early 70s sort of rock and late 60s sort of psychedelic.
So it's all guitar based?
It's guitar based, yeah.
So how did you all meet up?
I met Tony at school, and just been through all the school band scenarios, and bumped into these two guys. They were playing in a funk band together.
We've all done stuff in other bands, you know, but in terms of this band, it's definitely different. There's definitely a much bigger commitment. There's definitely something for us to strive for, you know. I mean, we're all pretty confident with what we've got.
What is it about you?
Well, we've got a good balance between the four of us. I mean, musically, the way we write and the way we work together and the way we just whatever, you know, when we're with each other, there seems to be like a good vibe between us. And we recognise that quite...
You mean you never fight?
Well, they all fight with me.
Well, the best of luck to you. Thanks for coming to talk to us.
Cheers,
We are hope.
Kurt Cobain may be dead, but his music lives on in the most unlikely of places. Graham Street off Newhaven Road is home to Deadbolt, an Edinburgh band which claims to have received messages from the late Nirvana singer. Through Debbie Stevens, a clairvoyant and percussionist in the band, Kurt has asked lead singer Craig Stevens to continue his work. The band say they've also heard Kurt's voice appear mysteriously on one of their session tapes. Craig, tell me what was on the tape just there.
Well, that was electronic voice phenomenon from the other higher side of life, which comes through any electrical sources, and that was the voice of the man himself, Kurt Cobain.
First of all, I hear these voices, and I heard this American voice one day, and he introduced himself, Kurt Cobain. So I just sat there listening, and the rest of the band thought I was a wee bit mad when I told them that Kurt had come through. Anyway, so he started telling me personal things that I was to tell all the, like the people out there and things like stop grieving for a start.
Craig, why do you think Kurt Cobain has chosen Deadbolt to finish off his song?
Well, I think the reason why he's chose us to finish his song is that I, myself, and the band, we've got so much in common with Kurt, and it's not the part that people have grieved over his death when he passed over, which I did myself, but I think it's the part that I play the same way he plays. We've got the same likes, the same dislikes, and we have the same sort of sense of humour as well.
Craig, what do your friends think when you tell them that Kurt Cobain has been in touch?
Well, at the start there was a few friends who, they were sniggering, they were saying, what's it all about? But now, 90% of them, probably 100% of the people I know, including family and people that knew nothing about the band, they've heard stuff, they've sort of witnessed stuff. They just, it's not a case of going along with it, it's just people believe in it.
When I walked into that flat today, I thought, hold on a minute, we're dealing with a complete bunch of loonies here. But having heard the evidence, I can promise you I'm really not so sure anymore. Kurt Cobain died young. Why wouldn't he want to come back? And why not Edinburgh? Weirder things have happened. This is Vicky Masterson, News 18 in Graham Street.
And my mother was half Scottish, so there's quite a lot there, but there are a lot of other peculiar things. I'm a bit of a mongrel.
Surgery ended. An incoming Labour government will put a windfall tax on the excess profits of privatised utilities, and 250,000 young people will be taken off benefit and into work.
I think he knows a lot, enough to know about what the throne holds for him. I think Prince Charles myself would be a very, I reckon he would be a good king, and I hope he becomes king, because honestly I've always wanted a good king, and he's the man for it.
You asked most Scots whether they're well enough represented by a minority of Tory MPs governing not only Scotland but the rest of the United Kingdom, for whom they didn't vote. I think you got a pretty good answer.
perhaps they should get the bridge closed down so the traffic going backwards and forwards all the time doesn't frighten the whales that are there anyway. There's something a bit strange in this argument.
How can you be able to discuss that really? Too embarrassed. Too embarrassed to let anybody in the house smell it.